Welcome back to The Clean Truth by Roobi.
It's great to be back.
Today we are hitting episode 16, and we've titled this deep dive, Clean Clothes, Calm Skin, When Laundry Products Trigger Irritation. And, looking through the research for this, it feels less like a laundry discussion and more like some kind of, a forensic investigation.
It really does. It's like a medical mystery that's playing out in houses all over the world. You have people who are suffering, sometimes for years, and the actual culprit is just hiding in plain sight.
That is the core conflict, right? You have someone, and maybe this is you listening right now, who's dealing with these persistent skin issues. You're itchy, you have a rash that comes and goes, your skin just feels tight.
And so you audit your life.
Exactly. You look at your diet. Am I eating something weird? You check your body wash, your lotions.
All wired to look for the new thing, the change. We think, oh, I bought a new cream, that has to be it. We almost never suspect the one thing that's been a constant for, the last 5 years.
Right. And we completely miss the one element that is in contact with our skin for, pretty much 24 hours a day.
Your clothes. Or, to be more accurate, the chemistry that's literally embedded in your clothes.
And that's our mission for today's deep dive. We really want to expose those invisible chemical triggers that are just sitting in standard laundry detergents. We're going to unpack why clean might be the wrong word, and how, simplifying your routine can basically reset your skin's health.
And the data shows this is not a niche problem at all. We aren't just talking about people with diagnosed eczema, though they are definitely the most vulnerable group.
Right. I think laundry detergent allergy sounds kind of rare, but the symptoms themselves are incredibly common.
They are. In the medical literature, this all falls under the big umbrella of contact dermatitis. But it's really crucial to understand that it's not just one thing. There's a nuance here that really determines how you should deal with it.
Okay, let's unpack that, because I think most of us hear dermatitis and just think a rash. But the sources point to two main categories: irritant contact dermatitis and allergic contact dermatitis.
Correct. And they operate on totally different biological timelines, which is fascinating. Irritant contact dermatitis is the big one. It's the most common type by far.
And this is the non-allergic one, right?
Yes. Think of this more like a chemical injury. It's not your immune system getting confused. It's just a substance that is too harsh for your skin's natural barrier. It physically damages that top layer.
So it's like, if I scrub my arm with a wire brush, that's a physical irritation. And if I wash my clothes in some harsh chemical that doesn't rinse out, that's a chemical irritation.
That is the perfect analogy. And because it's a direct injury, it can happen immediately. You switch detergents, use a double dose by accident, and boom, your skin barrier is compromised.
But it can also build up over time.
It can. It's like using, say, a very fine grit sandpaper. One pass, you might not even notice it. But if you rub it against your skin every single day for a month, you're going to have a raw spot.
Which explains why someone might say, but I've used this detergent for years. The damage is just now hitting that tipping point.
Precisely. It overcomes the skin's ability to heal itself. Now, the second type, allergic contact dermatitis, that is a whole different beast. This is a true immune response.
So this is where the body identifies a threat and basically goes to war.
Yes. Your immune system tags a specific ingredient, usually a fragrance molecule or a preservative, as an invader. And the fascinating and honestly kind of terrifying part of this is the sensitization period.
It's a slow burn.
A very slow burn. You can use a detergent with a spring meadow scent for a decade, zero issues. But your body is quietly cataloging every single exposure. Then one day, the bucket just overflows. Your immune system decides, nope, enough.
And once that happens,
once you're sensitized, you are sensitized for life. Even a tiny microscopic amount of that chemical will trigger a full-blown reaction.
wow. So whether it's the chemical burn or the immune system revolt, what does this actually look like on the skin? How do I know if it's this or, say, a bug bite?
It can vary, but the sources all point to a few key things. You're looking for a red rash, almost always with itching that can range from just annoying to, maddening.
And the texture.
The texture is key. It often looks really dry, cracked, or even scaly.
Almost like a patch of lizard skin.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. And in more severe cases, you might see blistering, some oozing or crusting. It's angry skin.
And since clothes cover most of our bodies, I'm guessing this can show up just about anywhere.
It can be widespread, which actually makes it harder to diagnose. But there is a tell, which the medical guidance calls the sweat factor.
This was the most interesting part of the research for me. It's all about where moisture gathers.
Right, sweat makes the skin more permeable. So you look at places like the armpits, the groin, the backs of your knees, under waistbands.
So places where you sweat and where clothes are tight.
Exactly. The sweat leaches the chemicals out of the fabric, kind of reactivating them, and it softens your skin barrier, which lets those chemicals penetrate deeper.
That makes so much sense. And I imagine for parents, this is an absolute nightmare to figure out with babies and toddlers.
It's heartbreaking. A baby's skin is significantly thinner. They're just so much more absorbent. If you see a rash on a baby's face, you have to check their pillowcase. If you see it under the diaper where it's warm and damp, you have to look at the laundry routine.
It really challenges how we shop, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You walk down the laundry aisle, and it's all pastel colors and teddy bears. It all looks so safe.
That's marketing genius, and it's masking a chemical reality.
Okay, so let's strip that mask off. What is actually in the bottle that's causing all this chaos?
First, we have to talk about the clean smell myth. We have been conditioned to believe that clean smells like lavender or, an ocean breeze.
But biologically, clean doesn't have a smell.
Clean is just the absence of dirt. That smell is pure chemistry. And the ingredient list on a standard jug of detergent is just a minefield.
So let's name some names. What are the biggest offenders here?
Okay, first up, surfactants.
These are the workhorses.
They are. Surfactant stands for surface active agent. Their job is to let water penetrate fabric and pull away grease and dirt. We need them.
Yeah.
But the harsh ones, like sodium lauryl sulfate, they're indiscriminate. They don't know the difference between an oil stain on your shirt and the natural lipids protecting your skin. They strip both,
So they're literally washing away your skin's natural defense system.
leaving it dry and cracked. But if surfactants are the brawn, the next ingredient is more like psychological warfare, artificial fragrances.
This is where things get really murky, right?
Murky is an understatement. It's a regulatory loophole the size of a truck. The word fragrance or parfum on a label is considered a trade secret.
So they don't have to tell you what's in it.
Not at all. They can put that one word on the label, and it can represent a cocktail of hundreds of distinct chemicals. We're talking phthalates, synthetic musks, all sorts of things.
So when I buy something that smells mountainy fresh,
Yeah.
I'm really buying a secret blend of maybe 200 chemicals I have no way of vetting.
You're basically playing Russian roulette with your immune system. If you have a reaction, you can't even figure out what caused it.
That's wild. And then to keep that chemical soup stable, they need preservatives.
That's the problem with liquid detergent. It's mostly water. And where there's water, bacteria and mold can grow. So to keep that jug on a shelf for years, they have to pump it full of preservatives.
Parabens?
Exactly. And things like methylacethiazolinone, these are biocides. They're designed to kill living things, and they are well-known skin sensitizers.
And then, just for fun, the dyes. The blue stuff.
The blue goo.
Why? I've never gotten this. Why is detergent blue?
It's all market research. Consumers associate the color blue with clean and fresh. It has zero cleaning power. It is purely aesthetic, but it's another potential irritant.
So we're just adding another chemical to our clothes to fool our brains.
It defies logic, but it sells soap.
Okay, but here's the pushback I always hear, and I've thought it myself. It doesn't matter. The rinse cycle washes it all away.
That is probably the most dangerous assumption you can make in the laundry room.
Let's talk about residue.
Modern detergents are actually engineered to cling to fabrics. The companies want some of that scent to remain because that's their brand, right? If your clothes came out smelling like nothing, you might think the product didn't work.
So when I pull my shirt out of the dryer and smell that fresh breeze, that smell is the residue.
Exactly. If you can smell it, it's still there. You are coating your clothes, your bed sheets, your pillowcase in a microscopic film of chemicals.
So it's not a 45-minute exposure during the wash?
It's a 24-hour exposure, continuous contact.
And from the notes, it seems like we make it worse ourselves. We use too much.
Oh, we call it the glug factor.
The glug factor, I love it.
It's a real thing. People just eyeball the liquid or they fill the cap way up, assuming more soap means more clean.
And that's not true.
It's the opposite. Too much soap saturates the water. The machine can't rinse it all out, so the excess soap and the dirt just get redeposited back onto your clothes.
You're kidding. So using too much soap can actually make your clothes dirtier.
Dirtier and packed with more chemical residue, and this gunk also builds up inside your machine.
You mean that sludge?
Yep. We call it scrud. It's a waxy mix of detergent, softener, and body oils that coats the inside of the drum.
That is a truly disgusting mental image.
It is. But it means that even if you switch to a cleaner detergent, your first few washes might pick up old residue from the machine itself.
Okay, this has been a pretty grim picture. Let's pivot to the solution. If I want to stop the itch, where do I even start?
The solution is actually quite elegant because it's all about subtraction. Simpler is better.
Let's start with the medical advice.
The first thing a dermatologist will tell you is to eliminate variables. That means switching to fragrance-free and dye-free options.
And you just said fragrance-free, not unscented. What's the difference?
That's a vital distinction. Unscented can mean they actually added more chemicals masking fragrances to cover the smell of the soap. You want to see fragrance-free on the label, no added scents at all.
Got it. So we cut the perfume and the blue dye. But that still leaves the dosage problem, the glug factor.
Which brings us to the format. We talk a lot about laundry sheets here, and for skin health, the physics of a sheet is kind of a game changer.
Because it solves the problems that liquid creates.
Exactly. First, residue. Sheets are designed to dissolve completely. They don't need the thickeners or gummy stuff that liquids do.
So they rinse cleaner.
Much cleaner. There's just less stuff to get stuck in the fibers. And second, the formula is simpler. Since it's a dry sheet, you don't need all that water. And if you don't have water, you don't need all those harsh preservatives to stop mold from growing.
That's a huge point. The format itself allows for a cleaner list of ingredients.
It really does. And maybe most importantly for anyone who's a chronic overdoser, portion control.
You can't accidentally pour too much.
It's pre-measured. One sheet, one dose. You are physically prevented from overloading your machine with soap. It lets the rinse cycle actually do its job.
So it's basically taking user error out of the equation.
That's exactly it. It's the smartest move for sensitive skin because you don't have to be a chemist to get it right. You just toss in the sheet.
I love that. Okay, so let's get super practical. Someone is listening to this. They're scratching their arm right now. What should they do today?
All right, phase 1 is crisis management. Stop using the product immediately. Don't try to finish the bottle to save money. Just get it out of your house.
Toss it.
Toss it. For relief on your skin, cool it down. Colloidal oatmeal baths are fantastic. They're very soothing. Even simple wet compresses with cool water can help.
Okay. And phase 2, the laundry room rehab.
I have 3 big ones. Number 1, use the double rinse cycle.
Just run an extra rinse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially when you're first transitioning detergents, it helps get all that old residue out. And use the hottest water your fabrics can handle.
Good tip. What's number 2?
This is non-negotiable for me. Ditch liquid fabric softener and dryer sheets.
Ooh, people are addicted to that stuff.
I know, but you have to understand, it's basically a coating of wax or fat mixed with perfume. It just glues allergens right onto your clothes and reduces the fabric's breathability.
So what's the alternative for soft towels?
Dryer balls.
Yeah.
Wool, plastic, whatever. They bounce around and physically pluck the fibers. They soften clothes with physics, not chemistry.
And they last forever. Okay, number 3.
Machine maintenance. You have to wash the washer and get rid of that scrud.
How do we do that?
Run an empty hot water cycle with some baking soda and vinegar. The vinegar breaks down the soap scum, and the baking soda scrubs and deodorizes. Do that before you start with your new clean detergent.
Otherwise, you're just washing your clean clothes in a dirty bucket.
Exactly. You want a completely fresh start.
This has been so illuminating. I think we tend to see our skin as this thing on its own, but it's constantly interacting with our clothes, our closest environment.
That's the connection we all need to make. We think so much about what we put in our bodies. Organic food, filtered water. We need to start thinking about what we put on them.
So the big takeaway, you don't need harsh chemicals or neon dyes or heavy perfumes to get your clothes clean.
In fact, that old definition of clean is what's hurting us. True cleanliness is the absence of dirt and residue. So cleaner formulas actually lead to calmer skin.
And that really aligns with what Roobi is all about. It's not just about ditching the plastic jug, which is huge, but it's about cleaning smarter, protecting your body's largest organ by just refusing to soak it in unnecessary perfumes and preservatives.
Once you know what that blue goo is really doing, you can make an informed choice to just leave it on the shelf.
Absolutely. I'm definitely looking at my laundry basket a little differently after this.
As you should.
Let's explore how small changes in your laundry routine can make a big difference for your skin.